there, science lovers! Welcome to the new normal mode of learning. I'm Teacher Rowie, your guide in learning scientific facts. Today, we will start our learning on Grade 10 Science Quarter 1 Module 1 entitled Plate Tectonics, Distribution of Active Volcanoes, Earthquake Epicenters, and Major Mountain Belts. The content of this module is anchored to the most essential learning competency, which is to describe and relate the distribution of active volcanoes, earthquake epicenters, and major mountain belts to plate tectonic theory. At the end of this video, you are expected to, first, define plate tectonics, and second, locate the epicenter of an earthquake using the triangulation method. In the lessons you had before, you had encountered terms like earthquake epicenters, seismic waves, volcano, magnitude, and the like. If you will define or look at the meaning of these terms intensively, you will notice that they are interrelated with each other. To refresh you with these concepts, answer activity number 1, match and connect. In this activity, you are going to match the words found at the left side of the box to its meaning on the right. You have 1 minute to answer. Time starts now. Time's up! Now let's answer the given activity. For number 1, letter G, correct! Any shaking of the ground caused by the passage of seismic waves is called earthquake. Number 2, letter C, very good! Epicenter is the point on the Earth's surface vertically above the focus, point in the crust where a seismic rupture begins. Number 3, letter F, awesome! Faults are narrow zones where rock masses move in relation with one another. Number 4, letter A, great! Magnitude is the measure of the amplitude of the seismic waves an earthquake's source produces as recorded by seismographs. Number 5, letter E, nice! Usually generated by movements of the Earth's tectonic plates or explosion of volcanoes is called seismic waves. Number 6, letter D, exactly! Tsunami are giant waves caused by earthquakes or volcanic eruptions under the sea. And 7, letter B, perfect! Volcano is a vent or fissure in the planet's crust through which lava, ash, rock, and gases erupt. It's nice to know that you got it all correctly. Surely, you have known those words not just through books but could also be through pure observation. As we all know, our country is blessed with so many land features such as volcanoes, mountains, ridges, and trenches. These geological features are also sources of minerals and can be used for agricultural purposes too. In fact, in our region, we have Mount Matutom located in Tupi, South Cotabato. Its activity produces fertile slopes and plains which are used by locals to grow their crops. We also have La Palmera mountain ridge in Columbios, Sultan Kudarat, which recently became a renowned tourist destination in the region due to its wonderful land formation. Have you ever wondered how these land features were formed? If yes, then this lesson will help you find the answers. This can be explained by theory of plate tectonics. To further understand this topic, let us define first the term plate. Now, take a look at the Earth's lithosphere. Did you know that the Earth's lithosphere consists of layers? The first layer is the crust, made of a variety of solid rocks like sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. It has an average density of 2.8 grams per cubic centimeters and its thickness ranges from 5 to 50 kilometers. The crust layer has two kinds. The thicker but less dense part is called continental crust. In here, relatively young mountains are present, while the thinner but denser part along ocean floors is called oceanic crust. The second layer of a lithosphere is the upper mantle. Interesting, right? Now that you are aware of what comprises the Earth's lithosphere, do you think there is a relationship between the Earth's lithosphere and the plate? If there is, what could it be? According to the plate tectonics model, the entire lithosphere of the Earth is broken into numerous segments called plates. Are you familiar with the different plates? Can you name each of them? To find out whether you can specifically name each of the plate, do activity 2 Find Me in your module. Let's discover the large and small plates all over the world. You are given 1 minute to answer with the help of the figure flashed in your screen. Time starts now! Check your answers! Let's begin with the 7 relatively large plates. As seen on the figure, we have Eurasian plate, North American plate, South American plate, Antarctic plate, Australian plate, African plate, and Pacific plate. Small plates are Philippine plate, Scotia plate, Nazca plate, Arabian plate, and Indian plate. Now you've noted the large and small plates. These plates move constantly but in a very slow motion. Such activity is called tectonics. Thus, the theory of moving lithospheric plates is called plate tectonics. When plate tectonics occur, one of the most common geologic events to experience is the so-called earthquake. You have learned in your grade 8 science that an earthquake releases 3 types of seismic waves: We have primary or P waves and secondary or S waves, which travels in the interior part of the Earth. And long surface waves or L waves travel on the surface of the Earth. P waves come first in recording stations before S waves. The difference in the arrival time will tell us the distance of the earthquake's focus from the seismic stations. However, it does not tell us in which direction it came from. The epicenter can be determined using the triangulation method. Triangulation method uses distance information from 3 seismic stations. Let us say there was an earthquake experienced in Batangas as Station 1, Puerto Princesa as Station 2, and Davao as Station 3. Since we cannot detect whether the epicenter is on the north, east, west, or south of every station, we will draw circles around each seismic stations. The radii of the circles are scaled to the estimated distance from the station to the earthquake. Why do we need 3 recording stations? We need 3 recording stations because with 1 seismic station, you cannot point out the exact location of the epicenter. Why not 2 recording stations? Let's try to draw a circle around Station 1 and Station 2. As you can see, 2 recording stations may result to 2 intersections. On the other hand, 3 recording stations will give you 1 intersection, which is considered as point of epicenter. Now, consider yourself as a seismologist. Let me guide you in conducting Activity 3, Find the Center. The materials you need are Map of the Philippines from your subject teacher, taken from Figure 3, Map of the Philippines from previous manual, page 9. Drawing compass. If you don't have compass, you can use a string tied to both stick and the pencil, and a ruler with a label of centimeter. On page 12 of your module, perform the following procedures. Number 1. Study the given data on screen showing the time difference in the arrival time of P waves and S waves on 3 seismic recording stations. For the time difference or TD in the arrival P waves and S waves in terms of seconds, we have 44.8 for Batangas, 32 for Puerto Princesa, and 38.4 for Davao. Procedure number 2, compute the distance of the epicenter from each of the station using the formula D is equal to TD divided by 8 seconds times 100 kilometers, where D is the distance in terms of kilometer, and TD is the time difference in the arrival time of P waves and S waves in terms of second. This formula is suited because 8 seconds is the interval of P wave and S wave at a distance of 100 kilometers. Let me show you an example for Batangas. D is equal to 44.8 seconds divided by 8 seconds times 100 kilometers. Cancelled out seconds, D is equal to 560 kilometers. This time, you calculate the distances of Puerto Princesa and Davao using the given formula. You are given 30 seconds. Time starts now. Check your answers. The answers are 400 kilometers for Puerto Princesa and 480 kilometers for Davao. Give yourself a tap if you got it right. For procedure number 3, this time we will convert the distance from kilometer to centimeter. Map scale to use is 1.5 centimeters is to 200 kilometers. Example for Batangas, the computed distance is 560 kilometers. For conversion, D is equal to 560 kilometers times 1.5 centimeters divided by 200 kilometers. Cancelled out kilometers. D is equal to 750 centimeters divided by 200. D is equal to 3.75 centimeters. I am confident that you can do the same scaling. Now it's your time to show your skill. Can you convert the distances of Puerto Princesa and Davao? You have 30 seconds to answer. Time starts now. Time's up! Let's check your conversion. The correct answers are 3 centimeters for Puerto Princesa and 3.6 centimeters for Davao. Perfect! For procedure number 4, now, using a ruler, let's set the radius of the following recording stations in your drawing compass. Example for Batangas, the radius is 3.75 centimeters. Procedure number 5, center your drawing compass on the station you have chosen. Example, Batangas, draw a circle. For procedure number 6, this time, you do procedures 4 and 5 for Puerto Princesa and Davao stations. You should get 3 circles that intersect or nearly intersect at a point. This intersection is the epicenter. Guide questions for this activity are: number 1, where is the epicenter of the hypothetical earthquake? Number 2, what difficulty will you encounter if you only have data from 2 recording stations? You have 1 minute to answer. Hurry! Time starts now. Time's up! Now let's check your answers on the given activity. For guide question number 1, where is the epicenter of the hypothetical earthquake? It's in Cebu. For guide question number 2, what difficulty will you encounter if you only have data from 2 recording stations? As mentioned earlier, 2 recording stations may have 2 intersections. That's why you cannot identify the real epicenter. You need 3 recording stations. With these data, their intersection will help you in identifying the exact location of the epicenter. This process is called Triangulation Method. Congratulations! We are now done with Lesson 1. I am expecting that you have finished answering your activities 1 to 3. Heads up for more learnings next week for Grade 10 Science. Once again, I'm Teacher Rowie, your guide in learning scientific facts. Good day and God bless. Solo Edu Kalidad.